radio talk show live from the BXNY.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Fearless Radio Show. I hope everybody's been well. We've been MIA from the studio for a couple weeks, but we've been doing a lot of exciting things.
Yeah.
Yes. We experienced the UFM experience. I'm sure all of you were not there in the building, but you should be. The next one is December 1st, and we had such a great time. We met some really dope artists. I don't want to name some because then I'll forget some and then it won't be fair, but there was a lot of dope artists there. Definitely check out the interviews. It's on our website, Fearless Radio Show. And as you all know, we are here every Tuesday at 9 p.m. You can check us out on thematrixstudios.com. You can live stream. You can check out the app. Oh my God, I feel like it's been so long. I don't remember what to say. You can check out the app.
It's been a few weeks.
The TuneIn app and search for The Matrix Studios. And what else? You can call in, definitely.
Please do.
Yes.
Today we have a very important subject coming up, so please.
We do, yes. And then, it's always great to have everyone engaged in our show, so we definitely appreciate that. So the number is 718-239-9200. And also shout out to our girl, Janice, who's been working the DMV streets and bringing us some great footage from all over, not only there, but from all over. Definitely check that out on our website too. And we play it here and there on our commercials. Again, this is a Fearless Radio Show, and we are here just to support and empower our entrepreneurs, our creatives, and just kind of give them that extra platform, to just come out and speak what you want to speak about. We support you, your talent, performance, everything. Like, we're here for that because we are entrepreneurs ourselves, and we appreciate everyone who supports us. So definitely we want to give back, and this is our way of giving back.
Definitely.
Our special guest today, Mr. Jason Duval Hunter. You will meet him in a little while. We're so excited to have him. We've been trying to have him for a little while
for like
now.
2 months. 2 months we've been trying to have him, but I'm really excited about the subject matter today. So we're happy to have you here.
Definitely. Super excited. So, we always start off with a little
pet peeve.
A little pet peeve, a little chit chat, little girl talk. So it's funny because before we came on, I'm going to put you on blast a little bit. Sloan was like, I'm so mad because my hotline ain't blinking right now.
I know. I could have sworn that I said I was not going to talk about that.
Well, it kind of goes hand to hand with what we wanted to talk about, which is something that kind of bothers us, and I'm sure it bothers a lot of people, especially if you're trying to get to know someone and whatever the case may be. But we definitely are feeling a certain way about people who hit you up and you respond back, and there's either no response, a delayed response, or the response is very insignificant.
Don't waste my time or your time. You do not have to send me a WYD text. You don't have to.
Right.
So
Right.
why are you asking me what I'm doing if the end conversation is going to be like, oh, you're chilling? Oh, me too. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Just save it.
Yeah.
It's not necessary. And I don't particularly enjoy those text messages.
Yeah.
I don't understand the point of them.
They're very pointless, especially if the person that's responding that way is hit you up to begin with.
Yes.
It's like, okay, well, if you didn't have much to say, then
I'm gonna start ignoring those text messages because it's just stupid.
Yeah, just put
and
them
you
on.
have to start ignoring stupid stuff.
Yeah, just block them.
Block them.
There's a block
I'm not
feature.
gonna block anyone, but I'm just going to start ignoring those.
Well,
type
it's
of texts.
tough. It's tough because we were also talking about how, let's say it is a conversation you wanted to have. It's someone you wanted to talk to, and they hit you up, and you're excited. You're like, yes, okay, cool. This is the time when I can say what I need to say. But then again, it's not engaging. And then again, they take too long to respond. So if it's a situation where you're probably been texting at 11 o'clock at night and you're kind of waiting for a response. So at this time, you're already probably at home. You're about to get ready to lay down, but then you still wanted to engage in the conversation. But then you fall asleep, and you fall asleep with the phone right next to you because you're like, oh, if he calls, at least I could hear it. It'll vibrate. It'll ring, you know? It's so sad. You know what I mean? But then, hey, you're really looking forward to talking to the person. And these people don't realize that
you have to. I'm at the point right now where you have to set certain borders or whatever. Like, don't hit my phone up unless you're like a friend of mine. Like, you can hit me up. I don't care. Like, you can hit me up at any time. But like,
sure.
Of course. Like, you don't anyway.
I'll be like, WYD. We don't use that anyway, so we're good.
No. But with like, if a dude is like trying to date you, like, I feel like calling me after a certain time and I haven't heard from you like all day, I feel like you shouldn't be hitting me up after a certain hour. I think that's kind of rude.
True.
So,
can I say something?
Sure.
But, you have a microphone over there? Look at you.
Yeah, I got one. But I mean, like, what if you're in a situation like mine where I'm at the studio till 12, 11 in the night and you can't get on your phone because the people that you're doing the show for might be like, oh, he's on his phone.
Yeah,
that's why.
Oh, that makes
like,
absolute sense. That makes sense. But other people who get off at a regular time,
that makes sense.
I'm busy too. Listen, I'm a mother of 3. I DJ like 3 to 4. Yeah, shout out to Lima. Well, all my babies.
Lima B, Miles and Hendrix, and Jeremiah Maya. While we're at it,
so we're shouting out the babies.
Our little Brady bunch that we got.
Yes, all the kids. But yeah, I have 3 kids. I work a 9 to 5. I have the radio show once a week, and I'm DJing like 2 to 3 nights. Besides, doing the radio show per week. So if I can find a moment. I feel like people make time for what they want to. If I can find a moment to text you, and I live in my own house, so I have a house to keep, I have errands, like I have all of these things that I have to do. So there's no way that you, in most cases, are just working one job or usually don't have any kids. I usually attract dudes who don't have any. So, there's no way you can't find a moment to text before 11. Like,
we're all busy, absolutely.
No one is that busy. You're not that busy.
No,
you're just not.
And I feel like a lot of people use that as an excuse too. But also, I was gonna say, we're not saying that we're not upset if we text you initially and you don't respond because you're busy. What we're saying is, if you initiate a conversation, follow through.
Yes.
Don't just start a conversation and it's empty, because then that means your day was not exciting because you're not trying to share what you went through today with me.
Or whatever. Just don't hit my phone up with stupid stuff.
With acronyms. No acronyms.
Why? Why do you want to know if we're not chilling? Like, if we're not chilling, then don't ask me. And the conversation's going nowhere. Like,
well, those are little subliminals. That conversation startup is they trying to lead that to something else. What you doing?
No, that's that bored conversation. Like, they're walking somewhere and they need to act like they're busy doing something. So they hit up whoever's phone and talks to whoever hits back.
Exactly, because they want to get a little 2-minute steamy conversation going for nothing.
They probably sent that WYD to like 5 other people too.
That's another topic, girl.
Let's see who responds back. Okay.
But yeah.
Also, we were speaking about people. We were speaking about, like, I guess, dating killers. And one was the invite to the house, to the apartment, because
the invite yourself
invite yourself to someone's apartment. It seems like once you invite them to your apartment, like, that's the end of dating, like going out and doing anything, because then it turns into, well, let's just go to your house all the time. And then it's like chilling at your Netflix and chill like all the time. I don't mind that, but I think it should. You should
put in a little bit of effort at least.
Yeah.
At least you should be like, all right, I'm gonna come over. Do you want something to eat? Do you want something to drink? At least
can I bring something? Can I bring something?
Something.
But don't make that the first time you guys hang out.
Absolutely not.
That's the bad part. When they want to come to your house as the first time you're hanging out. Why are we chilling? That's not fun. That's my house. That means I have to entertain you and provide stuff,
and provide
which I don't mind. But on the first time, why do I have to do that? Like, my house is like good energy and shit.
sanctuary.
Like I don't need.
Absolutely. Like
Right, I don't know you
wait
like
a
that.
minute.
Why are you in my
Exactly.
space? No.
Exactly.
So
Like,
no.
can we go
to
eat
chilling.
first? I'm hungry.
Thank you. No, unless they're only gonna be like a late night thing, then I can understand that. Then it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
But if we're like trying to date or whatever,
Look at
my
you
house
dimming
is
the
not.
lights.
He's like, this is
He
after
said,
dark.
I know. He's setting
This
the
is after dark sexy
the
talk.
emotion to our talk right now. He's like, yes, you want them to come over to your house. Why are you lying?
I mean, eventually, sure, but not on the first. No, come on.
No,
There's
I
so
agree,
many
I
things to do.
agree.
We live in New York City. There's museums, shows, plays. There's so many. There's the High Line, which I'm totally in love with. There's so many things to
But
do.
it's too
Like,
cold.
girl, bundle up and get some hot cocoa and walk the High
Ooh.
Line.
I don't know. Let me think
So
about it.
yeah, there's a lot of things to do. So my house is like, no, at first.
Yeah, and then it's just
first,
going back to the
eventually.
main thing, which is inviting yourself too. Like, really? Like, at least let me invite you. At least let me be like, all right, what you doing? All right, WYD. Come over.
You
Come
initiate
over.
the
You know what I
WYD,
mean?
Yes.
Come over. But don't be like, all right, well, what you doing tomorrow? All right, so I was thinking I'm going to come over.
No.
Sorry.
He said no.
Cut it out.
And you're young and you said nah, so you know better. I don't know what's going on with
this is
some
the
of
love
these
doctor
other.
over here. This is the little love.
Yeah, he's
Doctor-
a master
doctor in
manipulator.
training. If I could say
Master
something.
manipulator over there.
Like
A baby
master
manipulator.
manipulator. I like how she say that.
A
But,
baby
like,
master manipulator.
Nah, but I mean, imagine if I don't know you like that and you decide you want to come over my house, first thing I think you trying to rob me. Like,
Oh God.
That's true
why
as
is the-
well. You have to be careful. You
because
don't know these
at
people.
Jamaica me come from. Used to be like anytime a girl really want off the first rip, she don't know you like that. You don't know her like that, and she just want to come over. Okay, that's a red flag. First strike.
Very true.
You feel me? If I haven't been speaking to you more than at least 2 months, and then you jump to that, nah, the red flag. You off the list already.
I agree.
For me, cause then you probably do that with every guy.
Yeah,
You feel
well,
me? Like,
well, just you fellas know out there that we as females feel the same way. It's like red flag right away.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
good.
So, but anyway, on a more positive note, like I said, we have a great guest here today. We're very happy to be back. We're back in our zone. We miss our newly developed studio, which we love, and our squeaky chairs, which we love.
They're not so bad today.
They're
See?
not. Yeah, they're not.
Don't really hear much.
But we're so happy to be back. And, you can catch us every Tuesday at 9 p.m. This is a Fearless Radio Show. We're all about that positive movement. We're all about that empowerment. Make sure you call in. We are about to bring our special guests on and just watch and see what's going to happen tonight. Thank you.
Keeps me upbeat, keeps me going all day at work. I'm always listening to it and just keeps me in a good mood.
The most influential urban radio talk show live from the BXNY.
Your love is wonderful, yeah. And I don't wanna lose you. So baby,
BXNY.
Oh, I love it.
My hair is a pet peeve.
Hey, everybody.
hair,
Welcome.
your hair.
Where the hair. It's all about the hair today. Welcome back to the Fearless Radio Show. And we're here just talking about our little rants that we had earlier. I saw you laughing in the background.
Oh my God, it was so
yes.
funny.
I want to
I'm gonna
hear
take this
what's
off.
your input right now.
Well, listen,
This is Jason
yes.
Duval
How you doing?
Hunter, by the way.
Jason
Yes.
Duval Hunter, thank you so much for having me on the show. And I was cracking up because that whole texting, was it
WYD.
WID and WYA.
Yes.
It's just like, I think technology nowadays has really stunted our communication with each other. Like people don't know how to
Seriously.
talk. So it's like they're afraid to get on the phone and have like a
Yes.
basic, simple conversation.
Right.
To me, after like 2 or 3 texts or 4 or 5 texts, like after 30 seconds or a minute of texting, we need to be on the phone or on our way to do something.
True.
That's my bottom line on it. the
True,
WYD.
true. I agree. It's either that or it's like where you, like only the letter U. Like we've seen it all. Listen, it's,
What up? What's up? Sup?
What
I
up?
get sup a lot. Sup. S-U-P.
See, I
That's
don't
it.
like that. Like we're
ever
we're
get sup?
What does that even mean?
It means like, what
and
up?
We're both,
I know,
yes.
but why?
And you know, we're
They wanna
both
know
very
what's
big on grammar. We're both very big on grammar and like
you're not-
even when you're texting, like
Oh, no.
I'd rather you text me something really long and it makes sense than you're just like using all these acronyms and all these crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
But can it be long in one text? Sue is good at sending like 2 words per text. So I get like 50 texts and I can't.
I'm
Like
gonna-
I like it one long thing so I can get it all together instead of like
I'm an excited
notifications going off 10 million times.
I'm an excited
You must be
texter.
you must be guilty.
Listen, I'm an
Because
he
I'm
finds
an
that
excited
funny.
texter. When I text
You're like,
you,
let
I'm
me get this out.
excited.
Send.
Listen.
Send.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my
Links,
god,
the
that makes me so
Omicrons, all of
crazy.
that.
I like emoticons. I ain't gonna lie.
Gifts.
I use a lot. I love
Emoticons are
emojis.
cute. Emojis are cute. I like
I
it.
love emojis. But Jason, what's going on?
I'm great.
What's
I'm
going
so
on?
happy to be here. Like y'all said earlier, it's been a long time coming. You know, I'm all about supporting artists. I've done interviews with you guys at LTC. It was
Yes.
so great to meet you out there, and
So
the energy
amazing.
and what Fearless Women is all about. It's like, I
And speaking
really.
of fearless, I don't want to interrupt you, but you
Yes.
and your outfits and your conversation pieces. Whoa, this man, when he walks in a room, before he walks in a room, he knows what he's about to do, and I respect him for that because he knows that tonight this is what I'm gonna do. Tonight I'm gonna network. Tonight I'm gonna talk about my message, what I'm trying to put out there. The passion behind it when you're talking to him is there, like everything. That's why as soon as we met him, we were just like, wow, definitely we want to have him on the show. And then not to mention your like whole cut up.
Oh, well,
awesome
I'm dressed
shirt.
up today. I'm dressed up. Thank you for
Yes.
that. And the feeling is mutual. And like you were saying earlier about being supportive of each other in what we're doing, because it is very, very difficult as artists to just get our visions and our dreams accomplished. And so the more we look out for each other, the better it is. So, I thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. Well, we definitely admire you, definitely, and you hold so many hats: CEO, actor, model, producer,
Yeah.
like
Writer.
Yeah. Philanthropist.
Philanthropist.
Yeah, I wear a lot of hats because I've been doing this for quite some time. I came to New York from the University of Buffalo, where I studied theater. I was an acting major. And that's what I primarily thought I wanted to be, was just to be an actor. I did work in soap operas. I did work on New York Undercover, television shows, some film work, but mainly in theater and stage is where my forte is. I've been artistic director of theater companies and done a lot of producing and stuff like that over 20 years. And so now what you see, that confident person that you see that's very focused on producing and wrote and executive producing this play, Cybersex-The play, is really a person that has gotten to a place in his life that understands the importance of telling one's truth and walking in one's truth. And people will have a lot more, have been more interested in me than ever because of the story that I'm telling. and because I have the ability to tell it with authority and with
Absolutely.
fearlessly,
Yes.
fearlessly
Yes.
telling
Fearlessly.
this story.
And this is not something that's easy for people to talk
Exactly,
about. I was
exactly.
doing some research on the subject, and a lot of people don't ever disclose
No.
the information that you're going to speak on in a bit.
Yeah, definitely fearlessly. Like that's what also drew me to you, because like Stone said, it's not easy to talk about a topic like this, and that's why a lot of people don't talk about it. So for you to take that stance and for you to become the producer of the message that you want to put out there and not allow somebody else to dictate it is amazing.
Well,
It's
I
amazing.
tell you this, I had to do that. I wanted to get producers. I wanted to have directors, and I do have a director and a choreographer now, but initially I just wanted to write the story and kind of hide behind the anonymity, what's that word? How do you say it? Anonymity, right, of just being the writer and the artist and just have it be a character. But I found that people were afraid of the story. People wanted to change the story. They wanted to dumb it down or commercialize it or whatever. And then I ended up just being in the forefront of it and start and acting in it. And one of the major things about my being involved in the play is that I don't even play myself in the play. It's my story. My character is told. But I actually, as an actor, wanted the biggest challenge, and I play my cousin who molested me as an actor to show that forgiveness is what it's all about. Love is what it's all about. Love of self and love of others and forgiveness. So when people see this play, there's so much more behind it than a name, a title, or the subject matter. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that went into this.
Oh my God, yes.
And,
I can't even imagine.
And God has given me the strength to sit here before you and know that this is just one of many things that He has in store for me to do, to help women and men that have been through this.
Yes.
And that's another thing we need to talk about. Yeah.
Yes, we were definitely going to touch on that because, someone coming from a person who put out Fearless Women out there, I always say that, yes, it is Fearless Women, but I want to put that message out there, not only for women, but for men as well, and I always tell men, they always look at me crazy, but I'm like, you're fearless. Fearless does not define a woman. Fearless is everyone. Everyone can be
Exactly.
fearless. So we're definitely going to touch on that, but I want to ask you, I want to dig a little deep, as far as I can without making you feel uncomfortable. I want you to
not make me feel
Okay,
uncomfortable.
yes,
I
I
tell
was
you.
wondering. I was like, should I say
You
something?
cannot.
Okay,
There's
yes,
no
okay.
questions. Is any
Yes.
question that you want to ask?
I want,
I'm here.
yeah, 'cause
I love that.
yeah, I
about
want you to kind of like just speak a little. I mean, I know we want everyone to come in and check out the production you're putting in place so they can see the overall story. But
Exactly.
just tell us a little bit about your own life and why this came to be.
That's a great question. Well, I guess you're asking me what is it that the story is based off, and the story is not autobiographical. It's semi-autobiographical because I took a lot of creative license with telling the story just to make it dramatic and to make it entertaining or edutainment. But at the end of the day, I am a victim or
Jason,
survivor.
do you mind if we interrupt you for 1 second? Because we have a very eager caller that the phone keeps ringing and I'm like, wait, did you get it? Who is it? Okay.
I need to put on headphones.
Let me know when they're ready. Hello.
Oh my God. It is Dougie Baldeo.
Oh, hi.
Hi, nice to see you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Let me tell you who Dougie is.
Okay.
Dougie is a young, amazing singer, actor, dancer that I just produced a segment that he participated in a charity event called Broadway and Ballet. I think you might have seen it on
Okay.
my social media and stuff like that. And he just did a 2-year run on Kinky Boots. And as the young
Nice.
character from that Billy Porter played, and he was cast in Michael Jackson as a young Michael Jackson in Motown, the musical.
Oh my God.
So
that's
he went from
amazing.
rehearsing for Motown and flew back to New York City to do this Broadway and ballet performance where he got a standing ovation.
Wow.
Okay, 11 years old, and he is amazing. So thank you, Dougie, for your charitable
my God,
your charitable
yes.
contributions to Broadway and ballet, and thank you for calling in. What do you? How are you?
What's
you just got back in town.
Dougie? What's up?
I just got back in town on Monday. I'm
So cute.
Hold on a second. We can't hear you too well.
Are you there, Dougie?
still here.
Okay, so thank you for calling in, Dougie.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Dougie. Definitely want to. I'm gonna ask Jason so we can go check you out.
Oh yeah, everybody
Congratulations.
can see Dougie Baldeo on Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. And he's a client of mine actually. He's that's a part of Hunt for Love supports artists that we'll get into. I have a lot of mentees and a lot of up and coming artists that I really support and nurture their careers. And he's a very, very, very talented future legend in the Broadway world.
Oh my God! Thank you so much for calling.
Thanks,
That's so
Dougie.
amazing. Thank you.
Bye.
Oh, that was so awesome.
That's a surprise.
Oh my God, he was like, thank you.
I know
He's
his
doing
his
Michael
voice is
Jackson
so
now and
sweet.
the
His little
Motown
voice,
musical.
I
Yeah,
love
you.
it.
I gotta give you guys the link. He's amazing.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my God. So, we had Dougie call in, but definitely it's because it all relates to you.
Yeah.
So, let us know
So, yeah.
the inspiration, the
Well, see,
motivation.
that's great that Dougie called in because Dougie is the age I was when I realized that what was happening to me was absolutely wrong. You understand what I'm saying? And so I didn't have people in my life at the time. And that's why that would give me advice or tell me what was right from wrong. I came from a family in the South in the 80s, 70s, 80s, that mum was the word. There was just like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? You get over there. You're to be seen, not heard. And so today's generation, as parents, I see that you have children and you have children. We have to give information to our children and give them the knowledge to speak up. And so Dougie calling in shows you that his mother, who's Tamika Douglas,
Yes, I
is
was gonna
truly amazing in nurturing his talents and his gifts and giving him the strength to be able to speak up for himself. And that's what I kind of want to do with up and coming artists and telling this story. When we tell the story, it allows you as parents and anyone that sees the play to say, you know what, if Jason Duval Hunter can stand up and speak about it, then I can talk about it, not only about my own experience, but I need to talk to my kids about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, so thanks.
What age did it start?
It started at 8 years old, and I was sent to.
So before I'm gonna interrupt you a little bit. Before you even go into it, kind of just let everyone know exactly what happened, because I know we do.
Yeah.
But you're gonna go into it right now. Or you're gonna just be a little bit more
Okay.
specific about everything you
Well,
went
like
through.
I was saying earlier, the play is about a young man that was molested from the age of 8 to 12 years old by an older male cousin. And the play is not autobiographical in the sense that it's strictly verbatim of what happened. But for the most part, that is the case with me. I am a victim / now survivor of incest molestation by an older cousin. And I'll just be specific about when writing the play, I had to, in my research and my homework of putting the show together, had to distinguish between what is the difference between child's play, playing house, or sexual exploration among children, and molestation or incest. And for me, the difference was my cousin bullied me. He told me that I was gay, that I was worthless. He hit me, he cursed me, he raped me, and did that for 4 years.
Wow.
During my formative years. So imagine an 8-year-old child to someone that's Dougie Baldeo's age, and maybe 1 year later, where I was strong enough to literally fight him off, and say this is not going to happen anymore. But by that time, that series of events or experiences between 8 and 14 impacted me. And what I say is that I don't know what I was before that. you know, I see pictures and I was a very happy baby. My mother said I was the happiest baby. She used to bathe me and I used to smile. I started walking and talking at like 9 months. I was my mother's right-hand man and just a happy-go-lucky kid. And I'm still kind of that. People see me and they say, well, you know, this guy looks so young or acts so young. I kind of have a youthful energy about me. So I know I was born with that. But, and that still remains. But the molestation made me angry and bitter and confused about my sexuality and sexual orientation. So to this day, I'm glad I'm having this interview and first time live and out to the world. I don't consider myself to be homosexual. I am not heterosexual. I am not even comfortable with the term bisexual. I am conflicted and I am searching for love wherever I find it. And more than likely, because of my life experiences, I believe it's going to be with a woman. I believe that I will probably get married and settle down and fall in love with a woman, be with a woman, because in my life experience, all my true long-term, loving, truly intimate relationships has been with women, not with men. And I think that is a result of the molestation.
Right.
Why I would have issues with men, and homosexuality. It's nothing against it. You know, I'm totally where I'm at in my life and where I love everyone and respect everyone. And I really admire people that haven't gone through any adverse childhood sexual trauma. And they know for a fact, hey, I was born gay. You know what I'm saying? I was born straight and nothing can change that. You know what I'm saying? This is who I am and that's what it's about. But when you have a person that has been traumatized in that way, on that level, during their formative years, what about them?
And you know, that's very powerful that you say that, because many would think at times that if, let's say a male, for example, wasn't born gay, but then they became gay later on in their life, that it's because they went through something in their life. So that's very, very powerful that you would say that, you know, because of what you went through, instead of that making you be gay, you know, I don't know if that's, you know, I don't want to say anything to offend anyone.
Absolutely,
but
this is not this is conversation.
Instead of that making you be gay, it actually like pushed you away from men.
It makes you homophobic. I was homophobic for a long time throughout my teens, throughout junior high school and high school, and in my teens I was extremely homophobic, meaning like I was that bully that said the F word and was like, you're this and you're that and you're this and you're that, because I was so busy trying to figure out who I was. And that's why they always say death protest, you know, the person that is so focused on somebody else's sexuality, they have an issue with their own sexuality.
That's very
because
true.
if you're straight and you're comfortable with who you are, then you are not bothered by what anybody else do.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree 100%. That is absolutely true. Wow.
So ladies, if you're out there with a guy and you're hanging out and some of your gay friends come around and they're like, you know, this, that, and the other, too much, may be something going on there.
Yeah.
And you spoke to us about that at the LTC event, about how a lot of the men who have been molested in the past have problems in their current relationships, and the women don't know what's wrong.
And you can be the best woman ever, like his dream woman, like he wants to be with you and he is with you, could have kids with you, could be married to you, in love with you, but he has this secret that he's never spoken about with anyone.
Wow.
And so you're saying, okay, the kids are in college or the kids are doing well, we have a house, he has 6-figure income, I'm beautiful, you know, everything is good, we have good sex and all that good stuff. What is the problem?
Right.
And there is no problem, because he's not admitting or not acknowledging the past. And it's not his fault. And I'm talking about particular people. I'll just speak from my own experience. I blocked out the experience for years, meaning I didn't remember.
Wow.
That's how traumatizing it was. It's like post-traumatic stress or whatever. So I was having relationships with women, and toxic relationships and relationships that fell apart, and I was in love and we wanted to get married and, you know, all that stuff, anything that any relationship would go through. But the core issue with me, I mean, they loved me, but I didn't love me.
Right.
because I wasn't dealing with the core issue that I
Right,
had been trying to
exactly.
suppress. And a
Exactly.
lot of women are involved with men that are going through this in silence. So that's why we, as this play and this production, is really just giving. It's for everyone.
Yeah,
you know?
it's giving that opportunity to kind of just like because you know what they don't understand is they're also hurting their partner, you know. So even though it hurts to hear the truth, I think at a point they just have to come to that place where they just admit to it and kind of like let their spouse know, because that's not an easy thing to deal
That'll
with.
be the beginning of the
Yeah.
healing process.
Exactly.
I mean, think about it. How many women, see, women, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm biased. I just think women are the strongest creatures on the face of the earth. I think they are beautiful. I think that they are amazing.
Thank you.
I hope that the next, we already went through this rant, the next president is a female. I don't care
Yes,
who
Hillary.
it is, as long as it's not Donald Trump, as long as it's not a man. I think that it's time for women to really get a shot
Absolutely.
at
Yes.
running this world,
Yes.
because men, we hide and we are fearful. We're not as fearless as women are and can be. And so I say that because women can be, look at Oprah Winfrey. She was raped repeatedly by family members and so on and so forth. She admitted it. She went on to become a multi-billionaire because she stood in her truth. Okay, but men, she did a show on her show where she had over 200, 300, 500 men or whatever on her show. And these were men that just were successful on different levels, but had never spoken about it. And that's why they will not be as successful in their relationships. They won't be as successful as they could be as parents. They won't be as successful as they can be as men until they deal with this.
Right.
They just
right.
won't.
I mean, I don't I don't want to you know, degrade anyone, of course. I'm not here to do that, but even in Oprah's situation, I feel like because of everything she's been through, she also suppresses a lot of things too, and is not completely 100% honest, and her internal life is very conflicting. Her outer life is great,
can get it.
amazing, wonderful. Everyone wants to, you know, accomplish everything Oprah has, because I know I do. I look up to her, but because of, you know, experiences you've had when you were younger, you know, it's hard. It's hard because even she hasn't, I feel like hasn't been 100% with her, just everything she's been through, her sexuality and stuff like that. But
I think that's the question, yeah. Okay.
I want to touch, I don't want to, you know, I want to touch on something that you said when you said when you were younger you were affected. Well, I don't want to open I don't want to open up a can of worms, and I definitely was not trying to throw shade.
But you know what?
Unintentional.
No. I was just speaking on what a lot of people think.
I would be
about
interested to further at another time, maybe
Yeah.
off camera. But I find that as I talk about this subject matter, because a lot of people don't talk about it, that I do come off and offend certain people because they're not used to having the conversation. So it's like we don't know what is, you know, what is offensive and what is, because we're used to whispering this stuff. We're used to talking about this stuff in secret and, you know, in closed doors. So when we start talking about it with various and different people that are not used to talking about it, it's
Right.
going to make you feel uncomfortable, and it may make you feel offended.
That needs to happen because I think the more that people talk about it, I won't say the less it'll happen, but if more people are talking about it, like if you aren't talking about it with your kids, maybe your kids will hear it from elsewhere and they'll know like the signs, like this person isn't supposed to do this to me or whatever. Like we need to speak
Yeah.
about it. Like there needs to be platforms where people hear about this type of thing.
Yeah.
Like this shouldn't be hush hush. It's not okay.
Yeah, and especially if it's happening like it happened to you amongst your family members.
And that's what they said.
That's the scariest
That's
part.
what they said. They
It's
said
and
30% of kids
Yeah.
are abused by a family member. The younger
Absolutely.
the child, the more likely that it's a family
Definitely.
member.
And if not, it's somebody that you know that
That
you've
know-
invited into your home.
90%.
That you've invited into your home.
90%.
Yeah.
It's someone that the kid
Yeah.
knows. It's not a stranger. It's people who are around your children that are committing these.
I'll go further and say the scariest part about it, and I think it's important, and thank you so much for giving me this platform and
course.
speaking about this from a female point of view. because I told you that this was one of the things that I wanted to do and wanted to open up, because I'd been so immersed in building my, fan base or interest base in the subject matter with the LGBT community. And, you know, I haven't really pushed this or pushed this project with the mainstream or with heterosexuals or with other people outside of LGBT. And I think it's very important that we all get engaged in this conversation. So thank you for this opportunity.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, you know, now that you say that, I know you were telling me a little bit earlier that you are trying to bring this platform to females also.
Yes. I'm on the board of directors of a charity called the O'Brien Dennis Foundation. And as a board member, I created a group called The Conversation. And it is, I facilitate the group. And as of now, it is a group of men, and that's why I can speak with authority. These are men who some of them don't identify as being homosexual. These are men that are, identify as being heterosexual. They're girlfriends and married and whatever have you, and they haven't even had this conversation with their wives. Everything that we talk about is confidential, and so I speak from authority with having met people even through social media that said, you know what, I never talked about this, and I'm going through this, and I don't know what to do. I don't think I'm gay, whatever. I think it's very important that women also, I know that we have organizations for women that have been abused by sexually abused or whatever have you. I think we all need to be having this conversation together.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think if we're more empathetic towards what you've gone through, then you can be empathetic towards what I might be going through, and we can all talk about it, as opposed to me saying, oh, it only happens to little girls, and if it happened to you, get over it. And they don't want you to talk about it because you need to grow up and get over it. You're beautiful now, and you're successful, and you have kids and all this stuff. Like, that happened then, So.
Yeah, I definitely feel like the conversation should be open to everyone. And speaking about it being open to everyone, I know we're doing a lot to help the people who have been a victim of, but what about the people who are causing the pain? Are we because they also have internal issues, they also have, I guess, they may not know what the reason is, but they also have something that's pushing them to, cause pain on others.
So you just touched on something that is that as a facilitator of this group, I'm in cycle 3, I believe. Robert tells me it's 3. I believe it's cycle 4, but whatever. This is the 3rd or 4th cycle of group of men that I've been speaking to about this. And like I said, men from all persuasions, straight, gay, bi, whatever. We had an incident, I think it was in cycle 2, where our group is supposedly for people that are victims of child abuse or sexual abuse, men. And it's exclusive to that. I vet them for that, meaning we all in here, we feel comfortable and safe talking about this among everybody that have the same common experience. And this one man came into the group, and we all shared our story, and then he got up to spoke and started to speak his story. And he said, you guys are so courageous and you're so open and you make me feel so comfortable, and I have to tell you my story. He said, I don't relate to what y'all went through because I believe that I was the molester.
Wow.
And we literally all just sort of, what? I mean, we've been spending weeks and weeks talking about how much we hate our molesters. We want to kill our molesters, and we want to, if I ever see him again, I'm going to do this. And like, how could they do this? And here we are, you're sitting amongst people that, and so we need to figure out whether he was or not, because of the openness of the safe space that the O'Brien Dennis Foundation and the conversation and myself provided, he felt he once again, it's the same thing. If I, as the person that has been molested, suppress the memory, the molester can suppress what he did when he was a child. And he recalled it in the session.
That was kind of like his freedom
and
to
he said it.
Yeah.
And we all were just,
wow.
What do you do? It was tough.
Wow.
Because he needed help. And his brother and sister, he still lived with his family. And I can't disclose names because of confidentiality or whatever have you, and I would never do that, even though, but I dealt with it in the best way that I could. But the only reason why I tell that story is because I believe that they too need to be a part of the conversation.
I agree.
You understand what I'm saying? Why are you doing this? What made you do this? What
because
is what
it might
do you
haunt
want
them as well?
From what I
as
was
the victim.
from what I was reading, it's usually older children. It's not. There's a small percentage that's adults that are abusing these children, but the overwhelming majority is like older children, like 17 and under is considered, a child. But it's like older children that are bullying.
That's what it was with me.
And abusing their younger cousins or siblings.
And that's why I had to the distinction between child's play, because we all play house and mommy and daddy. You're mommy, I'm daddy, and you drive the car and all that stuff. That's different.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, but I think that there are organizations for people who are molesters who want to get treatment and get healed. I actually looked into that and found a few and referred him to it. I was more concerned about his brother and sister who had went through this. I was wondering if the statute of limitation had passed or not, because I'm coming from a place of being a victim, and I'm going to look at that option. And we had to, as an organization, look at that option. And the statute of limitation had passed. There was nothing that could be done but to encourage him to do what he can for his brothers and sisters who will suffer for the rest of their lives based on what he did.
Yeah. Wow.
So anybody out there that has done this or feel like they've done this to someone, know that, hey, I'm 47 years old and still dealing with it.
Right.
Still dealing with it.
Right. Yeah, that's such a touching subject. Like, I'm speechless. I can't even imagine what it is to be a part of it from either side, you know what I mean? But definitely before the show ends, I want you to let everyone know where they can, get some help and all of that. But on this journey that you're on, I want you to tell us a little bit more about Hunt for Love.
Okay.
What it stands for and how you're bringing the positive into the negative.
Okay, Hunt for Love. Hunt for Love.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Hunt for Love is basically my mother's last name is Hunter. That's my legal last name, Jason Duval Hunter, and my father's last name is Lovelace, and they were never married. And as an homage to my parents, I said, let me take the first end of both names. So Hunt is the first half of Hunter, and Love is the first half of Lovelace. So it's Hunt for Love, the number 4. But the movement is, I think that we're all searching for love.
Absolutely.
I think love is the key and the answer to life. And love can come in many different forms. Love, respect, love of self will allow you to have love of others. And so that's what Hunt for Love is about. We have the movement Hunt for Love supports artists. Hunt for Love supports causes. I do hashtag, I would say Hunt for Love supports fearless women. Hunt for Love supports, anybody that is out there that needs support. So that's what the Hunt for Love is all about.
That's amazing. So Hunt for Love is, you probably said that, but Hunt for Love is part of the production for Cybersex-The play.
The Hunt for Love Productions is producing Cybersex-The play. And you can reach me very easily at jasonduvalhunter.weebly.com. Hashtag, Cybersex-The play, hashtag CSTP 1.0. We didn't really get into that name change, but we don't have to.
Cybersex-The play. Why Cybersex?
Well, it takes place on the internet. The story takes place. It's kind of like the Wizard of Oz, like how Dorothy gets lost and she falls out of the tornado, and then they send her on the yellow brick road, and then she meets the Cowardly Lion, the Scarecrow, and all of the Tin Man and all that stuff. So for me, I kind of modeled the storytelling after that sort of journey, where David, the lead character, he surfs the web on the internet looking for who he is through meeting all these cybersexuals on the internet in the chat rooms. One of the characters is his cousin, who he confronts. He basically Googles and finds out where he is, confronts him, and brings him out at gunpoint and say, why did you do this to me? And we want to know whether he kills him or not. Throughout the play, he's threatening to kill him. And, I won't say what happens in the end, but the name of the company is Hunt for Love. So you can imagine it's not a tragic ending because I'm still here and I'm not in jail. So
Of course. And you're still hunting for love, which
I forgave.
I put so much energy into you finding love.
I do want that, yeah.
And, being happily ever after, because I know we all do. We all want that.
I think so, don't you think?
And also, like, hunt for love can mean so many things. It's not only to find someone to love, but it's also love of self.
Love of self and others.
Exactly. So
Love, wishing others well.
Exactly.
Wishing the best for others.
Exactly.
That's a part of love, absolutely.
Yeah. So you said, let's talk a little bit about CSTP.
CSTP. Okay, now I'm gonna throw it out to you. When you heard the name Cybersex, the play, what was your first reaction?
I didn't have a negative reaction, but I'm very open-minded.
Okay.
But hearing what it's about, I thought it would be more about people who, like young kids who are just going online and meeting predators and just picturing themselves as if they were their age, but they're really not. Yeah.
Catfishing.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you?
Just hearing the name and not knowing the background, I thought cybersex, like phone sex, like just at the base of it. Like if I didn't know what was going on, that's what I would think. But I hear a lot of predators do look for their
Well, to catch a predator.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
a lot of predators do look for their people that they are choosing to abuse online.
Absolutely. The name the name is still Cybersex the play. It's registered and copyrighted by with the United States Copyright Office as Cybersex the play. That's not changing. But I felt I got a lot of some resistance from the name in terms of marketing, in terms of people understanding what it's about or being turned off by the subject matter. Which listen, if you're turned off by the name, when you see the show, you're gonna really throw up or whatever. But I want fearless people and people that have the audacity to come out and see the show and not judge it by a name. So I abbreviated CSTP, Cybersex to play, hashtag Cybersex to play, hashtag CSTP. You can call it Cybersex to play. If you're uncomfortable with saying sex, you can say CSTP. And to kill them with kindness is the subtitle. So that's where we are with that, and we have a great image out. I don't know if you people saw it on Facebook, but me in body paint and looking like a superhero. So yeah.
Oh well, listen, we're very happy that you were able to be so strong and so fearless and overcome. I mean, I know you're still battling with it, but you're coming to a place where you feel comfortable talking about it and you want to help others. So, we're very happy. We're very supportive of you.
Thank you.
Yes. And we thank you so much for being here.
I'm glad to be here.
We really appreciate it, and we feel so honored to even have you come and speak your truth.
I want him to maybe give a few pointers for people who are going through
Yeah.
it. And what they can do to do you recommend therapy or what avenues do you recommend?
If for anyone that is going through it, that I personally recommend therapy because I went through one-on-one therapy for at least, I don't want to say the number because then that turns people off, but I went to for many, many years to get to where I'm at now. I don't do therapy anymore because I am very, very, very much together with it. I recommend therapy. I recommend reaching out to me. I facilitate a group called The Conversation, and the reason why we created the group is for people that don't want to go to therapy because they feel like it's going to make them feel crazy, or they don't want to really make it an official kind of diagnosis or whatever. So this group is a confidential group where you can come and have a safe space to just talk about it. Just talk about it, and it's called The Conversation, and you can email me jasonhunter50@gmail.com. You can inbox me on Facebook, Instagram or whatever. I'm always pushing the conversation. We're right now in cycle 4. We're having 3 sessions. We have, people that we're talking to, and then next year we'll be starting another cycle. So, yeah. I recommend that, and just talk about it. Let's just get it
Yes.
out. Just talk about it with your
Talk to your
talk to your kids.
Yes.
My babies from the age, my babies are, I have a 10-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a
Wow.
4-year-old. And from young, like 2 and 3, as soon
I
as
was
they can
wondering.
talk, no one needs to touch you here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No one needs
Exactly.
to, unless me or your father, unless
Yeah.
we're bathing you,
Yeah.
no one should be touching you.
I love that.
And you shouldn't be touching anyone else either.
Right.
Like, you shouldn't see anyone else's
Both
private
sides.
parts. You have to speak to
On
your
both
kids
sides,
and let them know if
Absolutely.
any of this happens. If they threaten you, it's okay. Tell me anyway.
Right.
Like make your
Right.
kids feel like they can come and tell you, because a lot of times they are bullied or threatened, and so they're nervous about talking about what's happening.
Yeah.
But no, we need to talk to our kids and make them
Yeah.
feel like we're a safe place for them to.
Exactly.
I really admire
Exactly.
that you parents like yourself that take that initiative, because I know that's very important to really create that dialogue with your
And it
child, to let them know
is.
that it's okay to come talk to you about anything, but especially with sex, people put so much shame behind it, and the bully and the
Yes.
molester will
Just
make them seem
girls.
like, yeah.
Boys too. I have 3 boys, and
Yeah.
I know they don't just, no one discriminates usually when it comes to that abuse. Like, talk to your kids.
Yeah.
Male, female, talk to them and let
Yeah.
them know it's if something like that is
Yeah,
going on, it's not
definitely.
right.
Yeah.
Definitely. Just always have that open line of communication, no matter for any type of subject, for any type of
Yes.
situation that can even occur in their life as they're growing up. So that's definitely important.
It's hard though, and it's something that has to be consistently done. Like you teach them how to
Yes.
brush their
Yes.
teeth, you teach them how to get dressed, you teach them how to tie their shoes,
Exactly.
you teach them how to have the language to speak to you about
Exactly.
what's going wrong.
Exactly. And like you said,
Regularly.
right. And like you said, you shouldn't make them feel shameful
No.
about it.
Because the molester is making them feel
Right.
shameful. The
Right.
teacher, the coach, or the preacher, or whoever is molesting them is making them say, if
Exactly.
you ever say this to anybody,
Exactly.
that's what you're up against. And I'm not, that's what you're up against
Exactly.
when you're dealing with trying to save your children from predators. You're dealing with someone that has conditioned your child to be quiet and to be shamed by what is being done to them. It is tough.
Yeah, it is tough. Who has manipulated them?
Yep.
But the message that we're trying to evoke today is just make sure, like Sloan said, and like Jason said, just talk to your children, have that open line of communication. And, for those who are battling with the opposite ends of it, just, make sure that you just stop it. You stop it, because you're affecting these people for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
Yes, you are affected, but what you're doing to them is way worse than what you're going to have to deal with for the rest of your life. Thank you so much,
Can
Jason,
I just
for
say
being
one more
here.
thing
Yes,
on an
please
up
do.
note?
Please do.
I think that I should really end this with, thank you, but that if I can be an example that there is a light at the end of the tunnel,
Yes.
if you put the work in, you can find joy, you can find love. If you deal with it, you can help others by telling your truth. And I am very happy. I have love of self, respect of self, and respect of everyone. So if I ever come off kind of strong and passionate about things, it's coming from a loving place, because I really am
course, of
facing a
course.
lot of obstacles telling a story that people really don't want to hear.
Yeah,
So thank you for
absolutely.
letting me do this, and know that when you talk about it, it's okay. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. I think we leave on an upbeat
yes.
note.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. But again, we're very grateful, very thankful that you were here today, and you spread this message to everyone. And yes, on a positive note, just love yourself, love thyself, and no matter what you've been through in your life, in whatever circumstance, just know that you can get through it.
Yep.
And you can be fearless, and you can still accomplish your dreams and your goals, and that is not going to
Absolutely.
stop you from doing anything.
Absolutely.
Thank you again. And I'm Sue. This is Sloan. And we're here every Tuesday on the Fearless Radio Show, 9 p.m. You can tune in live, thematrixstudios.com. And on the TuneIn app, search for The Matrix Studios. And you can call in and all that good stuff. Our website, Fearless Radio Show. Thank you so much for being with us. We'll be back on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Thanks.